Welcome, thank you for joining me. My name is Gary Thomas, and today we're going to be looking at my composition, White Sands, Blue Seas. So when I sit down and I think, okay, I want to compose something, I take inspiration from many different avenues. Sometimes I might be hearing a melody in my head and then I want to write it down. Other times it might be a bass line. Sometimes it might be a harmonic progression. Other times I might be actually visiting a place, or I might be out in nature and finding inspiration that way. That was actually one of Beethoven's favorite things, was to take walks in the afternoon, and he would take his little sketchbook and he would write down little snippets as it came to him while he was out in that natural environment. Other times it might be because someone has put some film footage in front of me and then I've got to create music to suit that film. I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, and he's a marvelous film composer, and he said, Gary, I don't know if I can compose unless I have the film in front of me. And I'm pretty positive he can, but it's interesting where we find our way in, where we find our inspiration. So with that in mind, as we look at White Sands, Blue Seas, yes, I did have the initial visual of the turquoise oceans and then the sun hitting the white sands and gleaming off of it. But for me, this was mainly about what does it make me feel in my own body. Emotionally, I knew there was joy, but it was like more of a, oh, there's a physical move. Oh, I want to dance. And so that's what you find in this. This is very much a dance piece. And so rhythmically, those are what you're going to come across. Oftentimes when we play pieces to audiences, they are very much pieces that we ask the audience to actually just sit there and listen to. And they can go on their own journey in their own head about what does that piece of music make them feel. This one, it's like we want the audience to be swaying, tapping their foot and enjoying it. So we want them dancing. So if you see your audience suddenly getting into it like that, then wow, you're doing a great, perfect job. That's exactly what this piece is about. So if we look at the first couple of opening bars, I go between a major and minor. I'm looking at F major. I've got a major 7 and a major 9th in there. And then it goes to a minor, F minor. And then I sequence it down. That's take it down a step. You can take it up step. Sequencing can go both ways. And now I've got it as an E flat major 9. And then an E flat minor 7. And I really liked the way that the melody and the bass line felt in my two pinkies. I really liked that outward movement. And then I wanted to put the harmony in. And so then I felt like, oh, that feels good that way as well. So once again, it's coming back to how it's feeling in the body. Does that make me want to dance? This particular thing, I was thinking about a guitar going, dum, chan, 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 ting, da, chan, chan, chan. So when you play that, it's going to be a little quieter, definitely compared to the melody and the bass line. So there's that feel. Okay, let's move on to bar 7. Here we get some more syncopation, 16th notes as well. And sometimes this can be challenging and overwhelming at first. My own personal idiosyncrasies, I think. I have trouble when I'm going 1 eander, 2 eander, 3 eander, that sort of thing. I think because I'm a trumpet player, I'm so used to like without saying syllables that when I put the syllables in, I get lost. So I struggle with that. So I want to share this with you because it might help some of you that might be feeling that same way. I've got my metronome set to 80. So bar 7 and 8, I'm really going to slow down. My metronome is set to 80 and I'm thinking of this as 8th notes, not quarter notes, 8th notes. So that's 1 and 2 and. And I'm just going to take the top line of this and I'm going to play it. And so I'm going to listen. First of all, I'm going to work out where each 8th note falls on the click. And then I'm going to notice the 16th notes and say, oh, those are off of the click. They're in the cracks, as I like to say. So we get. So I'm listening to it, seeing what falls, what hits, and then what doesn't hit, and working out that way. Then I'll start to speed it up more and more and more so that it gets there, and then suddenly it just becomes almost like a fill. So then I'm hearing ba 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 da 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 da. Now, interestingly enough, when I composed this, I was hearing it at that speed straight away. So I had to do the reverse. I was like, I don't know, what's that? And so then I had to slow it down. Ba, do, da, da, da. And I'm thinking, that's on, that's off, that's on, that's off. And so that's how I work it personally. And hopefully that helps me. Okay, let's move on to bar 25. At bar 25, this for me is a break it down section. You'll hear this in pop songs. They'll say, let's break it down. And then suddenly it'll go to a drum beat. It might be a drum beat and a bass line. And then, bit by bit, the other parts will be added. You'll get the accompaniment and then you'll get the singer coming in. So for me, I'm thinking of a carnival. I'm thinking of a carnival on a tropical island. And this is where suddenly it gets broken down. The drums are just playing by themselves. And then you get people just doing whistles of different things. So there's that is just kind of like that's kind of like people just bringing in their own individual rhythms. So you can have fun during that section. Okay. I'm going to wrap it up there. That gives you a chance to see what it was I was thinking about when I wrote this. And it also gives you the feel of what to go for. As I said, if you see your audience swaying along, gosh, that's it. It's great. It's fabulous. I'm so excited to see what you guys are going to do with this. And you can find this one on my website as well as other pieces. My website is garykthomasmusic.com. And have fun with it. Just take it slowly at first, and then before you know it, it'll be under your hands, and you'll be dancing, and you'll be having your own carnival in your own house. Okay, thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Thanks. Bye-bye.